If your real estate blueprint involves upgrading to a forever home along the Wasatch Front foothills, you're looking at some of the most competitive real estate in the Mountain West. But the headlines love to bunch all high-end markets into one category, leaving you to sift through the generic real estate stuff. I'm Michael Walters, and I help families in Salt Lake City find luxury homes and maximize their equity through data-driven market analysis. My ultimate goal is to make your transition better than you could ever imagine because I am with my clients through thick and thin, always by your side and always on your side. Today, we are zooming into the premier East Bench of Sandy, Utah, specifically comparing two luxury powerhouses, zip codes 84092 and 93. Bounded by the majestic mountains to the east, these two zip codes run right up against the foothills. However, the data for May of 2026 shows massive conflicting trends in pricing, speed, and buyer negotiation leverage. Let's look at exactly how the boundary lines divide these markets. Let's track the layout. Both of these zip codes share 1300 East as their western border and climb straight up to the Wasatch foothills to the east. The line that splits them right down the middle is 9400 South. Zip code 84093 is to the north, running from 7800 South to 9400 South. And this area puts you closer to the mouth of Big Cottonwood Canyon and classic luxury master plan communities. Zip code 84092 is the southern luxury block, extending from 9400 South all the way down to 121st South. This pocket sits right at the gates of Little Cottonwood Canyon, offering premier access for world-class skiing and trailheads. One road splits them, but our May 2026 local market reports from utahrealestate.com show completely different pricing velocities. Let's look at the numbers. Let's start with the big number, the median sales price. If you want a clear indicator of how strong consumer demand is for the East Bench lifestyle, look at these jumps. In 84092, the southern foothills pocket, the single-family median sales price for May vaulted to an incredible $870,000. A clean 10% increase year over year. Year to date, this market is averaging an $850,000 baseline. But now look at its northern neighbor in 84093. In May, the single family median sales price rocketed up a massive 16% to hit $785,000. While the absolute dollar amount is lower than 84092, the upward speed in 84093 is highly aggressive. The takeaway here: if you own a home here, your equity position is growing at a rapid pace. And if you're looking to trade up into these areas, 84093 offers a slightly lower dollar entry fee, but it is appreciating nearly twice as fast as the southern pocket. Difference number two is market speed. How much time do you actually have to execute a move-up transition before a home slides under contract? In 84092, days on market until sale increased by 27%, moving from 30 days up to 38 days. This means houses are taking a little over 5 weeks to clear the market, giving you steady breathing room. In 84093, the market is even more deliberate. Days on market grew to 46 days, up nearly 10% from last May. And when we look at the year over year date figures, it's averaging 38 days on market. Takeaway here: this is fantastic news for move-up buyers juggling family logistics. Because properties are averaging between 38 and 46 days on market, you don't have to panic buy. We have the required timeline to coordinate the sale of your current home and transition seamlessly into your forever home. Difference number three is all about the transaction volume and market liquidity. Look at 84092. In the month of May, closed sales held completely flat year over year at exactly 31 sales. But look at the year-to-date numbers. Closed sales dropped a sharp 20.5%, down from 112 last year to just 89 sales so far this year. This means high-end transactions are tightening up significantly below 9400 South. Now look at 84093. In May, closed sales surged by 26%, with 29 homes closing compared to 23 last year. Year to date, closed sales are up more than 10%, sitting at 85 transactions. The takeaway here: 84093 is experiencing a high volume transactional boom with more buyers successfully closing deals. 84092 is gridlocked a bit by volume, making every single closed transaction there highly exclusive. Difference number 4 focuses on choice. How many options do you have when you're looking for that premium lot? In 84092, new listings for May held competitively and flat at 55. However, because sales have slowed down over the year, the active single-family inventory has ballooned by 15%, 81 active homes on the market. That is a healthy buffer of options for a luxury buyer. In 84093, new listings also held completely flat in May at exactly 30 homes. But because sales volume has spiked so high, active inventory is being absorbed instantly by eager buyers. If you want selection, variety, and depth of options, we need to focus our search south of 9400 South into 84092. If we are hunting in 84093, we are dealing with a market that is absorbing fresh listings very quickly. The fifth and final difference is where we find your direct financial leverage, the percent of original list price received. In 84092, sellers are feeling the pressure of that 15% inventory increase. The percentage of list price received dropped to 97%. That means on an $870,000 home, buyers are negotiating an average of 3% discount right out of the gate. That's a $26,000 price cushion that we can use for the interest rate buydowns. In 84093, despite the massive price gains, sellers are still accommodating buyers by taking advantage of the 97.9% of list price. The takeaway here, both markets are giving luxury buyers room to negotiate. I win when you win, and we can confidently use these margins to write offers that protect your capital while securing prime East Bench real estate. My commitment is to provide clear, consistent communication so you are never felt guessing. Let's build your customized 2026 wealth building plan. Reach out to me directly at the number below. Drop a comment, subscribe to this channel, and let's get to work.